spirit of linebacker Sam Mills lives on in 2 words. And the sounding of the drum reminds every Panther to keep pounding as they get ready for a fight here at Charlotte's Bank of America Stadium. Today, an exciting battle of NFC teams between the Green Bay Packers and the Carolina Panthers. Along the Packers sideline, there's a look at their head coach, Matt LaFleur. These guys hoping that one loss last week doesn't become 2 here. On the other sideline, head coach of the Panthers, Dave Canales. These guys with the crowd at their backs, and things only going to get louder once this game begins. Joined by my partner, Brock Hewitt. This is punter Bradley Pinion to get us started. And we're off on EA Sports. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the run back at the 27. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. And we're going to look at their signal caller playing in his 7th season.
And all those touchdowns he had last week, Kate, he traded every one of them in exchange for a victory. It's team over individual for him. So even though he himself is coming off the exact type of showing you want, that kind of efficiency usually wins you games. He's not happy about it. And he will be focusing on rectifying this things here.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 25-yard line.
Throwing now off the play action. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
No real secret. They were going to get him and his height involved early there, Kate. The secret was how is he going to be defended? Well, they chose to go physical. And that will plant a little thought in his mind. The next time the ball comes his way, he better be ready for some contact.
No better luck than the last play, Brock, as he just has to get rid of it. And partner, I think we just got to look at what's going to be one of their biggest challenges in this one, operating quick enough to neutralize that pass rush.
That's right. And I know it's very, very early, obviously the opening drive, but hits like that compound. That's why defenses stress it each and every week to get after the quarterback, because hits like that can have an effect throughout.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. So here come the Panthers now for their opening drive. And we'll take a glance at their 7th-year QB.
As a QB in this league, if you're going to finish a game with no touchdowns on that side of the stat sheet, well, you better finish it with no interceptions as well. Even if last week was an uneventful contest for him throwing the football, he did what he needed to do to help them come away with the most important stat, the win.
And they're going to bring him down, but not until he gets it down to their 32-yard line.
28 yards. That's good for a Panthers first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
To the air now on 1st and 10. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's 16 yards on that play. And that's good for a Panthers first.
16-yard line.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door to a bigger gap in the future.
And he's stopped as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
First down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Another carry for him. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
And goal at the Packers' 5-yard line.
They'll work against the blitz. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds. Well, for a great opening drive, this is where you can run into that speed bump. We see it all the time, getting down near the end zone and trying to find your way in.
Yeah, operated so well and efficiently, but when you get into the scoring zone, the red zone, that's when the pressure ramps up.
They send McMillan left. Shotgun now on 3rd down. And he's got it. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yeah, yep. Certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Panthers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Oh, he put him in the spin cycle. So they're going to begin from the 36 as he's brought down. The Packers and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And he's been one of the best at leading an offense this season. As you can see, he's at second in the NFL right now in touchdown passes. A nice starting spot for the Packers here. This is 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Couldn't find a completion on 1st down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
They'll throw on 2nd and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. Get some space around midfield. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
A gain of 18.
Thrown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. He can average that type of yards per carry. This guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Free inside the 30. And they get this down to the 28. Gain of 15 there. And it'll give the Packers the 1st.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And they finally stopped him, but not before he picked up 7 on that 1st down run. Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Takes the handoff. Now to throw. And this is going to fall incomplete. Well, they made a call for the end zone there, but nobody picked up on the other end. Now it's 3rd down. Trying to get it with the option here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
A 35-yard attempt.
Gay's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
What a season this guy is having. Yet to miss on a field goal this entire year. And I really hope I didn't just jinx it.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Dave Canales getting his Panthers out there for their next drive. And we'll see, Brock, if they go back to that ground game this drive after how well they ran it their last time out.
I'm going to probably say yes on that one, Kate. This is a team with a known identity across the league. They're going to hang their hat on running the football effectively. I think they'll get right back to work.
Deontay Johnson, the intended receiver. So that brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete. The coverage by Evan Williams.
Now looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. That was Tyrone McMillan he was looking for. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
3rd down and 10.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's going to bring up a Carolina first down.
6-yard line.
He's dropping back to throw. Short pass brought in. And this one does not go far. This is 2nd and 6 coming up.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the Packers' 42.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. That's complete. Dialing up McMillan again. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. 3rd down from the gun. And he brings this one in, but does so out of bounds. That throw just took him too close to the boundary. We've got 4th down. And that offense isn't budging. They're going for it. Slot man in motion left. 4th down, pass coming. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
The Packers all set to get back out there. From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And he's going to be brought down in enemy territory now at the 46. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
A gain of 14. First down, Packers.
1st and 10 now from the 46. I'll throw it. Hits him on the out route. And he's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7. 2nd and 3 now.
Out of bounds at the 39-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
This one goes on left tackle. And this drives him back at a field goal range, Brock, as he's stopped for loss of yardage.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
That one's complete, right side. And he nearly gets them into the red zone as he's down at the 22. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 20.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. The catch is made near the edge. And he will wind up out of bounds after a 1st down gain of right around 3 yards.
4 yards on the
Throwing it on 2nd down. Into the end zone, but not brought in. It falls incomplete. And will bring up 3rd down.
for number 80. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
To the air on 3rd and long. That's caught for the 1st. That's a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers hold a slim 2-point lead early. And they've loved the scoring production he's brought out of their offense. That touchdown gives him 10 on the season. Matt Gay on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers push their lead to 3.
Panthers 7.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Fields this one at the 3. And this drive will start inside the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Okonkwo brings it in. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Tight end motioning right. Running for the marker on second. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Scoreboard shows 10-7. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this. Ready to go with the second quarter. It's Panthers football. They'll be set up with third and only one. He's going to keep this one. He's going to be touchdown as he gets him enough to pick up the first down. All set to go now from the 35. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they drop him after just a yard. Second down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Completed out to the left on that quick throw. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. So a new set of downs. Here we go. First and 10. Rolling back, it's the handoff. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Pass play now. That's McMillan with the catch out left. And he's going to be marked down about 4 yards away from that first down marker. Good moving drive, but it could stall out here. We've got 3rd and 4. The tight end in motion now. From the gun on 3rd down. Got his man. This is McMillan. He's going to take this down to the 11-yard line. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has it well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. And dodge the tackle. And they take it across the goal line for a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers take a second quarter lead. Well, Brock, he found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
Romo adds the point after, and the Panthers take a 4-point lead. To kick it away, here's Pinion. Fielded at the 7. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. The Packers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year is over. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Working now from the gun. Catch made over the middle. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
A gain of 18 on the play. 1st down, Green Bay.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Throwing now on 1st down. We've got a screen to the running back. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 44-yard line.
Quick throw to the left is complete. And he'll get them enough for a first down. Here's the lone back on the handoff. Jukes away from one. And they're going to be set up at the 11 after that play. So a gain of 30 yards on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
First down, Packers.
Back-to-back carries here. And that is exactly what you're looking for on a first down run. He picked up 7. 7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
In the air here. Dumps it off to his running back. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a second quarter lead. That gives him a marked distinction for this season. He's now up to 40 touchdown passes this year, and it's part of one of the more impressive campaigns that we've seen from an NFL QB. Gay to add the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Packers push their lead to 3.
17. Panthers 14.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Panthers look just about ready. 1st and 10. Now put one of the tight ends in motion. On 1st down, they'll run. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. 4 yards on that 1st down run. And here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Throw left side, complete. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line.
First down.
They'll run here on 1st down. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
On the slant, complete to Johnson. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 3.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. He's going to run for it. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Panthers first.
26-yard line.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Setting up the running back screen. Across the 20, continuing to work. And they finally get to him at the 15. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Handoff to the back. And his progress is stopped for a nice 5-yard gain before it was.
He was brought down at the 10-yard line.
Motion man is the tight end. He's going left.
Brings up
Well, it has been an exciting one so far as we have reached our 2-minute warning. More coming up from Bank of America Stadium, though. Stick around. We put a receiver in motion left. 2nd down pass play coming. And this is incomplete. Could have been a touchdown, but all it is now is a 3rd down.
brings up 3rd and 5.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers get some late points and the lead. So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
Romo's point after is good. And the Panthers take a 4-point lead.
17.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Packers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
They're going to throw out of the gun. Completed right side. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. The Packers trying to hurry to the line.
First down. It's a gain of 17 yards. And
trying to throw this from the gun. He'll step up, and there he goes. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Looking to throw here. Completed over the middle. And they make the stop, I'm going to say, at about the 37-yard line. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's in second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. All set now. 1st and 10. Rolling from the gun here. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Still sticking with the passing game. Short pass brought in. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. The Packers trying to hurry to the line.
First down. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
From the red zone on 1st. To the end zone, but incomplete. He couldn't get it. That's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Throwing it again here. Brought in. And he drives this forward to the 6. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Gay's kick is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Kate, if you're not going to pay a methodical drive off with a touchdown, that's the second best thing you can do. You can take all the time down, put points on the board, maybe a little momentum in heading into halftime.
One last play before the break.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Looking to throw. He's trying to lay this one in deep down the right side. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Packers are stopped on that return, so that interception is going to be the final play of this opening half.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome into the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you on an abridged halftime report. Good competitive first half. This game kind of has a punch-counter-punch feel to it, as reflected on the scoreboard. Tight game going into the second half. Can either team pull away? To find out, let's go back to the stadium and our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks so much, Scott. While we checked in with Scott in Orlando, our two teams here no doubt made some adjustments. It's a close game here as we get ready for our 3rd quarter. There's a return from the 7. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32. The Panthers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And his effectiveness hasn't been limited to what he can do with his arm this season. On that last drive, he reached a significant mark for his efforts on the ground as well. Back to work after throwing the pick. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, and they'll stick to the air. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. Look at that time for Deontay Johnson. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. To the air on 3rd and long. It's on target to Johnson. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's going to bring up a Carolina first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
This time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home that side.
Working now from the gun. That throw finds Okonkwo. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Throw here, 3rd down. Running right side by McMillan. He makes the catch, but is hit before he can get that first down. They say he's maybe a yard short. Carolina in punt formation. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And that's well into the end zone, so a missed chance to stick them near the goal line. Instead, they're going to have the ball at the 20. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. Packers getting set here. 1st and 10. And he hasn't been a stranger to the end zone this season. No, sir, including on their prior drive, Brock. A pretty important touchdown for him when you look at his season total. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. 2nd and 3 now.
At the 27-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Green Bay.
They give it to him again. Quick adjustment defensively to stop him this time, so no gain on first down.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10. Here he is to throw. Looking slant route, complete. Keeps it moving. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers grab the lead on their first series of the half. Well, Brock, it speaks to the constant threats that these slant routes pose that we aren't all too surprised when one of them breaks for something much bigger than its design, right? And it ends just like it did in a touchdown.
Yeah, Kate, that's exactly right. And the great quarterback coaches, they demand of their QBs to put it right on the money. Because when you hit that exact spot, when you don't slow your receiver down and he can catch and run, especially with the elite athletes at that position in this league, big plays follow.
And they beat the defense with the throw and get 2 following the touchdown.
21.
You know, we tend to say this all the time, and I'll say it yet again, Kate. Big targets in the red zone are an enormous advantage. Not many guys can match up and defend someone like him, and no surprise, they went right to him for the conversion.
And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And in his 6 yards to begin this one. We've got 2nd and 4.
The cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play, but whatever you want to do. As for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. We've got 1st down here from the 36. Back to the ground they go. Hubbard dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. It's him on the end route. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Complete to number
3rd and
17.
6 for them to figure out now.
It's a gain of 4.
They'll throw. 3rd and long. Finds his man over the middle. And they'll make the stop over the 46-yard line. 7 yards on that pickup. And that's good for a Panthers first.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Handoff out of the pistol. Here's Hubbard. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road in what looked like a very clean play.
And this one doesn't go far. This 8-play drive might be on its last legs here, partners. They try to figure out this 3rd and 7. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open to beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
The Packers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. They go play action on 1st down. Finds a man right side. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage. They come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
That one throw completed out to the left. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be sent out of bounds just after he crosses the 35. New set of downs from 37. 1st down, play action. Finds him over the middle. And he has it right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. 12 yards on that play and a good call, and that's of the 1st. And they're going to throw out of the gun. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
The running back hits it on the draw. And only can get his yard here, bro. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of reaction time you want when you face a draw play. They broke on it shortly after the draw started, and they contained it to a minimal gain.
Caught quickly on the slant. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. He'll come up on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
They're throwing it. Completed over the middle. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Panthers' 21-yard line.
Handoff now from the gun. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
for him. Escapes the defender. And he's got a chunk of yards as we've reached the end of 3. So we hit the end of the third quarter. The Packers with it. They have the lead late, but this game is close. Less than a ruler needed here on second down. Finds him quickly on the RPO. That's a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the fourth. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock, but I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. Kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around, didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. Great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Here's Gain now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. The coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Panther offense headed out to the field. And they just saw that lead stretch out to a 2-score margin now. Really makes this a must-score series late.
And Kate, you know I believe this. You can never play this game in a state of desperation, but a state of urgency got to be a sky high right now.
And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Still 10 to go. Second down now from the 26. He's going to throw it. Hits him on the out route. So a solid gain there, Brock, but still third down is short that they've got to figure out now as they pick up 9 on that previous play.
Brings up third down.
He tries to sneak it. They were loaded and ready for that sneak, weren't they? They stop him at the line. No gain. They've got first down here from the 36. Takes the handoff. Now to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So it's second down coming up. Throwing now out of the shotgun. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And the gain only about 2 before he heads out. That means they're going to face third down.
2-yard pickup makes it third and 8.
Air it out on third. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play. Jar it loose, incomplete. Panthers getting everyone set for the punt. It'll be Bradley Pinion doing the honors. And the fair catch made here at the 15. The Packers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. It's a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers make it a 3-score game in the fourth. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Gay to add the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Packers stretch their lead to 21.
42. Panthers 21.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Panthers set to take the field. And scoring hasn't been the issue for him, Brock, but it has been impossible to hold pace with the offense on the other side of this football field.
And we know they can't get this all back in one play, but they better do it with a sense of urgency.
Airing it out to start this drive. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled for a short gain.
A gain of 2. Brings up
second down pass play coming. That is caught. Hits McMillan again. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40.
That's good for a Panthers first down.
Going now on first down. He'll try and run this. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the Nets, the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
On second down, it's Hubbard. He's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They're going to try and throw it here. Finds the in route complete. And he's short at first after a mild gain. Second and 3 now.
A 7-yard pickup.
He's going to throw this one. He'll set up a screen. It's Hubbard. He dodged the tackle. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. We keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another first and 10.
That's another Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
That's caught by Hubbard. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again. Packers going nickel on third. Third and long for him here. Brought in right side by McMillan. Looks great initially, but he is short on that first down marker. They rallied to him in time to force the fourth down. They're going to go for it here, trailing in the fourth. Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. And this one's swatted away by a defender, so they went for it unsuccessfully. And now they turn it over on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Coach Matt LaFleur ushering his Packers offense back to the field. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. They're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. First down run, nabs him 5, now second and 5. Back to the well again. And that second down run is only going to manage a yard. To the line. Here's third and 3. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And the Panthers are just too much here. They're going to take him down. And this defense makes the stop in a big way to bring up fourth down.
You're just not going to win many games in this league when you can't generate a pass rush until the fourth quarter. You needed to feel the impact from this defense earlier and more often in this game. The lack thereof was a big part of what's put them playing from behind in the final stanza of this one.
The Packers send out their punting unit. That's played at the 43. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Carolina offense headed out now. They liked how that drive was going, but the ND and the turnover on downs, yeah, that's something they'll try to rewrite on this series. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. He's going to tuck it and run. And he gets back to the line, but no more. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Shotgun now on 3rd down. Ocampo brings it in. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Yards. That's good for a Panthers 1st down.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. Working quickly here.
A loss of 5.
Here's a throw. Catch made over the middle. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's a gain of 8.
To the air on 3rd and long. Finds him over the middle. And they are on him short of that 1st down. They responded quickly to that throw. That brings up 4th down. They're going to go for it here, trailing in the 4th. For it, Hubbard. And they are sent off the field. They had to go for it. Defense knew it was coming. That's a turnover on downs.
Hey, I get it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And they should just be able to kneel out what time remains. There's 3 timeouts defensively still available, but using them is not going to alter this outcome. Green Bay offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Here's the one back on the handoff. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Hoping to head in the right direction and save this drive early. Here's 2nd and 13. Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Complete over the middle. And a nice chunk there, about 7. He's up to the 27.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 5.
3rd down from the gun. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's taken down just a couple of yards shy of the 40.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So it's the visiting Packers who pick up the win. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happens over the course of this week. Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching tape and it's a really good defense, you know you got to be on your game. And this offense certainly was today.
This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Charlotte.